In the early morning of June 13th, 2025, the world witnessed an unprecedented escalation in the Israeli-Iranian conflict. Israel launched a widespread aerial assault targeting dozens of vital sites deep within Iranian territory, including strategic nuclear facilities like Fordow, Natanz, and Isfahan, alongside military bases and command centers of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. This operation, codenamed Am-Kilavi, or Lioness People, reflected the precision and secrecy that characterized this multifaceted strike. It wasn't merely an aerial bombardment. It involved complex intelligence operations, including the establishment of a clandestine drone base near Tehran and the deployment of Mossad commando units to neutralize Iranian air defenses. This allowed Israeli aircraft to operate freely in Iranian airspace, executing precise strikes on approximately 100 targets. These targets weren't limited to nuclear sites, but extended to ballistic missile factories, prominent leaders, and nuclear scientists. This wasn't just a conventional military operation. It was the culmination of deep intelligence cooperation between Israel and the United States. Washington provided Tel Aviv with precise intelligence on target locations and offered technical and logistical support, reflecting a joint strategy aimed at impeding Iran's nuclear program and preventing Tehran from developing nuclear weapons. In response, Iran launched its own ballistic missiles toward Israeli territories, targeting cities like Beersheba, Tel Aviv, and Haifa. These counterstrikes resulted in casualties among civilians and caused significant material damage, indicating a shift towards an open confrontation with immense escalation risks. Simultaneously, the Iranian capital experienced repeated explosions at sensitive sites, including a massive oil depot in the Sharani area, which led to a colossal fire, raising concerns about severe economic and environmental damage. From a political standpoint, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu asserted that this operation represented a pivotal moment in Israel's history, aiming to thwart the Iranian nuclear project, which had become an existential threat to the Israeli entity. Concurrently, then US President Donald Trump declared that the United States had carried out a very successful attack on Iranian nuclear sites, vowing that Washington would not hesitate to launch further strikes if Iran resumed its nuclear program. Trump underscored that the strikes were conducted to safeguard American and Israeli national security. Conversely, Iran declared that the ceasefire, mediated by Qatar, was accepted from a position of strength and that its nuclear program would continue despite the attacks, reiterating its readiness to retaliate against any new aggressions. Beyond the military confrontation, the conflict witnessed a significant escalation in the cyber domain. The United States and Israel launched extensive cyber espionage campaigns against Iran, involving the infiltration of communication networks, vital infrastructure, and the deployment of malicious software to cripple Iranian electronic defense systems. Tehran retaliated with counter-cyberattacks, targeting Israeli systems, including attempts to breach surveillance cameras and communication networks, in a mutual electronic warfare that underscored the depth of the conflict and its evolution into unconventional battlegrounds. Due to these cyberattacks, Iran imposed stringent security measures, including banning senior officials from using internet-connected devices, mandating the deletion of social media applications that could be used for espionage, and temporarily cutting off international internet access to hinder surveillance and tracking capabilities. Economically, the aerial strikes and cyber attacks disrupted critical Iranian facilities, particularly in the oil and gas sector. This led to a reduction in Iranian energy exports and a rise in global oil prices, adding a grave economic dimension to the conflict. The escalating tensions also exerted pressure on regional financial markets, marked by a decline in foreign investments and growing fears of political and security instability. In Israel, despite the damage incurred from Iranian missiles, the government affirmed its readiness to face any future threats, bolstering defense spending and mobilizing forces across its borders. From an intelligence perspective, informed sources revealed that the cooperation between the United States and Israel reached unprecedented levels during this conflict. Intelligence was exchanged daily, and military and intelligence operations were coordinated, including drone support, advanced cyber penetration technologies, and the deployment of spies within Iran. This complex intelligence network facilitated precise and effective strikes, but also raised concerns about a potential escalation that could draw in other regional players, threatening the stability of the entire region. In light of these developments, a crucial question arises: how can Arab and regional states bolster their cybersecurity and intelligence capabilities against these escalating threats? And what strategies should be adopted to avoid being drawn into conflicts that could harm their national interests? Understanding the multifaceted dimensions of this war necessitates a careful and in-depth analysis that integrates political, economic, and intelligence perspectives. No aspect can be isolated from the others. Military developments influence the economy, political tensions dictate the course of cyber warfare, and vice versa. It's also vital to emphasize that this confrontation isn't merely a battle between two states. It's a regional and international conflict, interwoven with the interests of major powers, involving regional and international allies, which further complicates the scenario and makes predicting the war's outcomes incredibly challenging. Therefore, decision-makers in the region must adopt integrated security policies that include enhancing cybersecurity capabilities, developing air defense systems, improving intelligence coordination, and diversifying sources of military and civilian technology, all while maintaining open diplomatic channels to mitigate escalation risks. As we conclude this episode, I pose an important question to you, our esteemed viewers. How do you envision the future of cybersecurity and intelligence in our Arab region? And do you believe our nations are capable of confronting the increasing challenges in this domain? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the bell icon to receive all our new in-depth analyses and accurate news. Thank you for tuning in, and until next time, for more insightful analyses and factual discussions.